Salam, ben kanalam خوش اومدید, man Max هستم, خوشبختم, and welcome to another update. So I'll tell you why I will stop Persian for now, and I will tell you a little bit about my French studies, and I'll tell you about all the other projects that I have. So if you're learning Dutch, then this video is going to be also interesting because I'm making my own books that you can use to learn Dutch as well. So it's going to be a mix of three things, and number one is going to be my Persian update. So 388.2 hours I've studied right now since the 2nd of January 2022. I'm keeping track of it in this journal, and we need to go to the month of May because the last update was until the month of April. And you see here on the right side, you see here the amount of minutes that I've studied and the amount of hours that accumulates to. And basically I did more or less 30 minutes a day on average. Some days I did a lot more, some days I did a lot less. And in general, it's just been going steadily. So I'm not going forward very quickly because I've now reached an A2 plus level, but I've definitely not reached a B1 level. So that means I have to do lots of listening and reading. And to get there, I need to learn a lot of words to get to the B1. And that just seems to take ages, okay? I've made already 2 videos about that. And I'm using right now this book, Thematic Vocabulary, short stories. And what I do is I just read one story and I try to figure out, using the English translation, which word is which word. And I make notes. Then I listen to the story, and then I don't understand a few things, so I go back to the text, I try to find out what that means again, and then I listen to it again. So that's basically the process that I'm following, and I'm doing that until I finish the book, okay? So that's directly my first advice, is don't continue to do other things when you've not finished the thing you were doing first, okay? Because in our distracted times, it's easy to move from resource to resource. So I recommend you buy this book, you read all the stories, and then you buy another book. Link is in the description. Now here, I'll share also this journal of mine, so you can also read all the days that I've also kind of documented. I've documented how I felt and what I did and what I didn't do. So you can just read that by yourself if you want. I'm not going to get to that information right now, because you can just do it yourself. Now, in general, I have tried to read as well more difficult stories on Link besides this, and I kind of couldn't, okay? So these super beginner stories, they are doable for me, but going to intermediate stories is just too difficult for me. So that's the level where I'm at, and I'm just feeling that I'm forcing myself too much to learn Persian, okay? That's not because I don't want to learn Persian. I'm still super motivated. I love the language. And I've also had 2 beautiful moments actually in the train where I've met a Persian and had a beautiful conversation. And that really motivates me. So let me tell you about one of those moments. And it was on the station of Zwijndrecht, which is a town close to Rotterdam. And there were 4 women from Iran standing there, speaking together, in Farsi, of course. And I overheard them, walked past them, and I said, Salam. And they did this. It was absolutely crazy. So they had no idea how to respond. And I just kept talking a little bit and saying, hey, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And they were so confused that they were not able to respond for the first full minute, right? 60 seconds of dead silence. And then in the end, we had a conversation and we talked together for the whole train trip back to my city. So that was really, really great and really special. That would never happen with another language, of course. So that's those are the things that still motivate me. But I'm also doing many other things. I'm actually editing now 2 books that I wrote. This is part 2. This is part 1. And they are short stories about the Dutch language. And I'm writing them for people that want to learn all the way from the beginning. So they're short story books, basically like the storybook of Persian that I told you about. Basically the same thing, but then my own stories in Dutch. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, and you can see also the logo behind me. And I'm also starting up a new YouTube channel because I filmed a whole course that I was teaching online, and I'm going to publish those videos on a new YouTube channel called Neanderthal, which is the brand of the books and of the classes that I teach. So I'm quite busy with lots of projects, and I'm also just teaching, right? I'm a Dutch teacher, that's my normal job. So I just felt that studying Persian every morning was getting in the way of me developing this one man's company. So that's why I decided to take a short break of about 2 weeks, I think, a 2 week break from Persian. And then I will get back to Persian with even more energy. But I'm not taking a break from language learning in general because I'm also learning French, as you maybe know. So I'm taking French classes every Tuesday evening for 3 hours, a 3 hour long class. And I'm reading a book in the evening in French just because I enjoy it. So I'm still learning languages. I'm just taking a 2 week break from Persian. Um, I hope that answers some of your questions because I knew that there were some questions. And I absolutely love that I'm now at the point where people actually ask me questions on my YouTube channel. So that's really amazing. If you have any questions about how to get back after a break, or when you think you should take a break, and how you can make sure that you don't forget words during a break, then definitely ask me. I do have strategies for all of those things. But for now, I'm just going to focus on my books, a little bit on French, and then later I will get back to Persian and I will share everything that I'll be doing for Persian, of course, with you. Also, there's a video coming up about how I've learned Spanish, so I hope you enjoy that too. If you want to follow along on my Persian journey, that's going to take about 4 years from zero to fluency, then subscribe, and I will see you when I speak everything a little bit better. Khodafis.